Hello, fabulous Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of June 2014, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, towards the end of the month, we have a new moon taking place in your opposite sign. Now, whatever is taking place in your opposite sign tends to denote and tends to speak to love and partnership. And this is true for all signs, but for you in particular now, with such important energy, really directing your focus in that area, I do think that just about every Capricorn out there is likely to experience change, likely to experience progress, is likely to come to a new understanding of where they are in love right now and understanding what it is that they need to begin again, where it is that they need to begin again if they're going to move towards greater love than they've known before. So this particular new moon is speaking in supreme harmony with Neptune, which I find very encouraging, because it suggests faith. It suggests believing in love, believing in the dream, believing that you can actually live that dream. However, this particular new moon is also standing across the sky from Pluto. And right now, Pluto is in your sign, so it adds an even more personal element to this. But the moon standing across the sky from Pluto, I have to say, there's a couple of different ways that this can be understood. One way that this can be understood is feeling like, and because you're the one with Pluto in your sign, there seems to be an awareness on your part as to the power dynamics that are playing out in any given attraction. And you really want to watch that, because I think that's going to end up playing an important role in this. And chances are, for one reason or another, you may actually be the person with that power, if you will. The person holding more cards, or it may be that the other person has much stronger feelings than you do, or it may be you that's brought to a point where you know it's your decision that's going to decide what direction love is going to go in, while another person is very invested in that decision. There's also an element here, while there is an element of power dynamics and awareness of power dynamics, at the same time, there can be an element here of feeling that things are not fair for one reason or another, and that they could be not fair because of the circumstances of the other person. The other thing with this type of conversation, and I'm going to be honest about this, there can be an element here of secrecy, if you will. And so whether it's that you are consciously choosing to go into something where you are going to have to exercise a measure of secrecy, or it is the other person that seems to be having to do this, or it's you that might actually have a feeling that, okay, there's something I don't know here. There's something this other person isn't telling me. Or it may be that you are the one asking that other person to embrace an element that you don't want coming out. But regardless of how that plays out, that is one possibility. It's not necessarily the case, but I do need to put that out there, that that is one possibility when you have this new moon speaking in this way with Pluto. And this conversation can denote consciously held secrets, things happening on the underground. So how this all will play out, if you are in an established bond, it does look like there's that faith to keep you together, but chances are there's going to be at least one very important moment of honesty where the two of you find yourself having to really sort of lay it all on the table, lay all the cards on the table, really share what it is that you've been feeling, what's been going on, any kind of resentments that maybe you've been carrying, and to just let it all out in the hopes that that will lead to healing. And there's enough faith and belief in love and in the relationship to ensure that that will happen. But it looks like there is an element there of needing to be really honest with this other person. And I think this is when you're likely to hear that this other person might feel, your partner might feel, that you're holding more of the cards. Now, I touched on this a little bit before as well, and I will again now. The way that this can turn out, as I said, it could be that there are different ways that power dynamics play out. One is that power dynamics can be one person just liking the other person more. Another way, one symbol of power, one symbol of Pluto is wealth. So it may be that one person, financial circumstances change, or a situation arises that increases awareness around financial circumstances. But it may be that one person has more financial abilities or more access to resources than the other person. And so there's an element there that needs to be understood or needs to be negotiated or incorporated so that there's greater sensitivity and a greater sense of fairness and sharing and balance within that bond. But regardless of how that plays out, who it seems has the power, who it seems likes, ultimately we each have the power to decide what direction we're going to take our individual lives. But that doesn't absolve any of us from the responsibility to be caring and conscious and as kind as we can be to other people. Those of you who have somebody sort of in your sphere, these lessons are going to be especially heightened around power. I do believe so. And this element of where maybe there are any secrets that you've been keeping or they've been keeping, likely there's going to be a need to bring that to the forefront. If this has been a relationship that's been largely kept secret, if this has been a relationship where the secretness of it, like really when I look at this, it suggests to me a relationship that may have a strong physical component to it, but now the emotional potency is coming in and there's an element, can we actually go outside with this? Can we take this relationship outside? If those questions should come up, the most important thing is to be honest and to believe that love is something that is available to you and is on offer to you, and that love should make you feel lifted. It shouldn't be something that makes you feel like you're the one being hidden or that something is wrong that cannot be shown. Ultimately, you know, in the best of circumstances, we would hope that the best kind of relationships would allow us to be, and where it's safe to do so, where it isn't safe to do so, all these matters seem to come to clarity. All these matters seem to come forward for examination as you decide how best this dynamic is going to go forward. And those of you who are not in an established bond, well, when there's a new moon, especially such a potent new moon in your opposite sign, you can be sure that at least one new person is going to come into your sphere. And this new person is going to try and help you, or your experiences with this person are going to awaken within you a belief in love, and at the same time are going to help you to understand whatever sort of fears, hidden fears, whatever relationship games or power games that you might play, even if only in your own mind, and also make you aware of any kind of ethical lines that might be there that you don't want to cross or are willing to cross. All of that might come to the surface right now as well. As I said, love lessons are huge when there's a new moon in your opposite sign, and it is the opportunity to begin again in love. And with Pluto involved, there is the promise that that new beginning will be transformative, that new beginning will be honest, and that new beginning will get you to the essence of a greater love than you've known before. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.